Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man. And there's a whole bunch more people on this, including J.J. Abrams' son. And I was just like, I remember I cursed this book as, nepotism at its finest, man. If J.J. Abrams had more family members, we could all write a Spider-Man book, right? I was really bothered by this. Then I read it. Let's talk about who made this comic book proper. Then I'm going to tell you 5 things about this book. Let's get started. So we got Bloodline, J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams writing it. The art is done by Sara Pichelli. Elizabeth D'Amico did the inking assists, and colors were by Dave Stewart. VC's Joe Caramagna on the letters. Whole bunch of people doing the cover or the variant covers. And yes, Stan Lee created the Amazing Spider-Man, and Steve Ditko drew it. So, bang, this is all the people involved. These are the people in your friendly neighborhood. I totally just came up with that right now. I'm that good. I should write Spider-Man. J.J. Abrams, call me. Okay, show the previews, and let's get started. So, number 1 on this list is going to have to be Cadaverous is freaking freaky. Like, this is a freaking guy. He shows up and Spider-Man's like, oh crap. And so he starts doing this thing like, Spider-Man, help me, help us. Like, it's like he's just trying to make fun of him or something like that, or trick him into this nonsense. And it's fussed, dude. It's really fussed. Now, this cadaverous dude is growing something, and I'm not entirely sure what it is that we're looking at. I have my theories, but, I'm not into posting my theories. I'm into reporting on what I see. That's it. So let's get doing that. Number 2 in this book. This is violently good. Spider-Man gets irrevocably changed in this comic book. Now, this is a comic book that kind of deals with the future, 12 years into the future specifically, so it's acceptable because it's just one of those possible future storylines that may or may never actually come to fruition. I half hope it does, half hope it doesn't. We're going to get more into that in a little bit. Number 3 on this list. It's about his kid. Yeah, I know they always do Spider-Man having a little girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's cute and all, but what if it was a little boy? And of course it would be Ben, right? So he has a son. This is 12 years in the future, and this story is really just a coming-of-age story about him after a very traumatic incident that causes Peter to never become Spider-Man again. How many times have we had a Spider-Man no more moment, right? But we don't actually have that moment in here. We have the cause for it, the catalyst of it, but we don't actually have the moment of him throwing away the costume or tucking it under the floorboards. Spoilers! We just have him not being Spider-Man anymore and trying to keep his son away from being a hero. But that's basically here. John Shedd, I believe, did this quote. A ship is safest at harbor, but that's not what ships were built for. I love that saying, and that really applies well to this comic book. Let's talk about number 4 in this book. We're talking about this cover. Oh yeah, that's right. I got them both. And there's a couple other covers out there. Feel free to get what you want, but this one, oh my god, look at all the space everywhere. Like, it's on the inside too, the lines. There's so much space in here and on the back to find someone, all the people who are involved in making this comic book, and getting them to sign your book. Yeah, there's advertisement on the back of this one. The back of this one, plenty of room to get your stuff signed wherever you want it. Get your book signed by all the people here. Hunt them all down. Do not take no for an answer, because wow. Let's get talking about number 5 in this book. Well, this is where, like it says, I eat my words. I talked about how I didn't like the idea of this book because it's nepotism at its finest. Come on, man. I'd like to write for Spider-Man one day, but I've got to prove myself just like everybody else out there. And I may not get my stuff published because, let's face it, what are the chances of all getting our stuff published, right? But J.J. Abrams' son, what's his kid's name? Henry Abrams, he gets right in there. Well, I don't know how much his father had to do with this. He does get top billing on this, but however you want to look at it, this really is an Amazing Spider-Man story. And about his son. So, crap. Listen, this is me basically eating my words, okay? I said this wasn't going to be good. I said I don't have any interest in reading this. I decided to get it anyway because the people at my comic book store were telling me otherwise. I'm not actually going to eat my damn words, but you get what I'm saying. Metaphysically, metaphorically, your mama, I'm eating my words, okay? I apologize. I said earlier that I don't like to theorize and stuff like that, and I theorized, and I was wrong. That's why I don't like to theorize, because I could be wrong. I don't like being wrong. I'm a guy, for crying out loud. Anyway, I was 100% wrong. This is an amazing issue. I cannot wait to read the rest of this series. Guys, do not wait for this one in trade. Oh, get it in trade. Definitely get this in trade. It's going to be easier to keep on your bookshelf than the floppies. But you're going to want this on your bookshelf. You're also going to want to read this right now. You're going to want this first issue because first appearance of Cadaverous in this, first appearance of Ben Parker, first appearance of total freaking epic awesomeness. This is a really, really different Spider-Man story. It's amazing, and you're going to enjoy this. That's it for me, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.